In this lab, we're going to roll marbles down a ramp, and we're going to use the impulse momentum equation to calculate how much force a little catcher we make out of note cards puts on the marble in order to stop it. The first thing we need to do is we need to figure out how fast marbles are going at the bottom of a ramp. Once we know how fast marbles are going at the bottom of the ramp, we can figure out what their momentum is. And as the marble hits the note card, we can call that the original momentum. Once the marble and note card have come to rest, that's the final momentum, 0. So we can turn around and use the impulse momentum equation. As long as we know the time it takes for the note card to come to rest, we can figure out what force the note card actually puts on the marble. The first thing we need to do is get the velocity of the marble as it rolls along the ground. We're going to assume that in the course of rolling a meter, the marble's speed doesn't change very much, and we can use constant velocity physics in order to figure out what that velocity is. So basically, we're going to put a meter stick on the ground after the bottom of our ramp, and we're going to time the marble as it rolls by it. And basically, you're going to time how long it takes to go from the beginning of the meter stick to the end. We don't expect the marble to slow down very much on the floor. We're going to assume that's a constant velocity situation, and we'll use this in order to figure out how fast the marble's going at the bottom of the ramp. So you'll do this a couple times. Start, stop, and we'll use that to calculate speed. So as long as we have a constant-ish velocity, and we time from the beginning of the meter stick at position XO to the end of the meter stick position X, we should be able to calculate what that velocity is. We can use our constant velocity model, and either of these two equations will work fine. I kind of prefer the bottom one. This only works if we're always allowing the marble to hit the bottom with the same speed. In order to minimize experimental error, we're going to do this 3 times and average them. But that means that we have to make sure that it's the same each time. And that means that we can't push the marble at all, and we have to make sure we drop it from the same height each time. The last thing we have to do before we let the marble hit the note card is we have to calculate the marble's momentum P. And to get that from the velocity we just calculated, we have to multiply the velocity by the mass. So we got the mass of this marble using a triple beam balance. I slid the small slider all the way to 10, and it was barely rocking, so I knew I was close. So I slid the medium slider to 10 grams, and then I slid the small one again, and I got to like 10.2. So the mass of the marble is 10.2 grams. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take some note cards. Depending on what surface you do this on, you may need more or less note cards. I'm going to use 3 here. Fold them in half. You're going to put it right at the bottom of your ramp so that they catch the marble. Once again, you'll do multiple trials and average them. We're going to basically time how long it takes for it to come to rest. One last thing, make sure you're always dropping the marble from the same place. That way it'll be reaching the bottom with the same speed. Alright, so you just got one last application of the impulse momentum equation. The original momentum you calculated when the marble got to the bottom of the ramp, that's the original momentum, PO, for this collision. It's stopping, so the final momentum is 0. And you know the time that the collision took because you timed it with the stopwatch. So your only unknown left is average force, and you should be done.